In today's video, we're going to talk about the update that we had today in Dragonheir Silent Gods. We're going to talk about the patch notes and other news that the developers released in the last couple of days. Now, Dragonheir does the update very differently compared to other games. A lot of times you might miss it. You just click on the game to start it, you're downloading the resources without even noticing, and bang, you end up in the game and be like, what's this? I've never seen it before. So basically, they're kind of like ghost updates because you barely notice them, but they're very on point to explain you what exactly happened in the game with their patch notes. How you may see, guys, we have 14 days left till the Inferno and Twinkle event. Now, this will feature a hero from Dungeons and Dragons, Dritz, and the whole idea is that we will have a specific summoning event for this champion. Myself and other buddies of mine are constantly asking, should we save all our dices for this event? Should we just open them now? Because we need so many legendaries. And honestly, I'm still 50-50, but I'm leaning towards the part of saving it. It might be an OP hero, so the summoning pool for this will only include this legendary. No other legendaries whatsoever. You will have the chance to get his own unique artifact. You're going to be able to get materials that will allow you to basically empower your hero. So let me know in the comments down below, what would you guys do? Or what are you guys planning to do? Very curious to see that. While we are on this topic as well, I do want to quickly point out another thing that will happen. So how you may notice right here, an evil demon from another world will land on Adentia for an exciting time-limited crossover event soon. Who is the wicked creature? So I'm not familiar with D&D at all, okay? I've only heard about D&D a few years ago, back in Romania when I was a kid. We didn't have such a thing, but basically, you guys might know who is this boss. So it seems like he's a big dude, and then you have like a couple of side minions, or they might be part of his initial form, transform. I have no idea, but I'm very curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. So I know a lot of people were kind of like worried that, well, Dragonheir mid-season is gonna get boring, is nothing to do, and seems like we are gonna get something else to do, guys. So basically, they're gonna do a crossover with D&D, and they're gonna add a new hero, new bosses, or maybe a new dungeon. Who knows exactly what they have planned with this specific content, but it's something that will come to the game. So I just wanted to make you aware, just in case if you wasn't sure what exactly it will happen, you know? Moving back to the game, guys, and of course, moving to the patch notes. Usually you see in game right here a message that something happened, you know, but they're not really putting all the patch notes in there. Like you tend to have everything better explained in Discord, and they don't usually tend to do like at everyone, to tag everybody in the Discord, to ping you and to show you basically what they have. They're just posting it in there, and it's kind of like your part of the job to keep it to keep an eye on it, basically, you know. So let's start with the very beginning. Shadow Amethyst. This is the event that will give you a chance to get U-tier, the legendary hero, and some people seems like they were concerned about the part of, what if I'm missing a few fragments? What can I do then? Like, the events are all gone. What can I do? So you may notice right here behind my big head, from the Shadow Dungeon events, you can get 90 in total. We're gonna have 2 more Shadow Dungeon events, and that will be it. After that, you can get them from summoning, 60. So you need to summon around 100 Heliolites dices to get 60 from there. So that brings you to a total of 150. Then from the Continental Challenge, you're gonna be able to get 90. Now, I already massed 2 of my weeks. 1 week, I literally fell asleep with a phone in the hand, and the reset happened, so I left them for the last day, and I didn't have a chance to do only 1, okay? So I'm already super low on points there. We're going to be able to purchase these 5 times, okay? And you're going to be able to do it only with real money. So now with the actual gems, with the Dragon Crystals, I feel like 700 Dragon Crystals are roughly $10, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So they added this to the shop. It doesn't really bother me. Honestly, I feel like, yeah, why not? Somebody might miss it. Maybe even I'm going to miss 5 fragments, and I really want to get the actual hero, you know? So I'm going to have to basically give them $10 if I miss the events. But that's part 2. Then we have some bug fixes, guys. We have optimization, we have quests and events and other things happening in here. These are all the patch notes. It's a pretty big list all around, right? Like, they are making this massive list, and a lot of times, not all the things are major. Most of the things are actually not major, but every now and then you do discover some things that are interesting. Like, I've actually eyed a couple of things that I'm gonna explain in a second. Bug fixes added heroes and monsters, guys. So we have a few heroes that actually got some of their skills adjusted, or animations, whatever we had wrong. We had this wrong right here with Rava. Fixed the missing icon of the attack up buff granted by Rava's passive. So seems like the animation was not popping in the game. Then we have a Sigrid. Fix the target selection issue of Sigrid's ultimate skill. So sometimes he's just not targeting the right target. And I feel like Newverse really wanted to put Sigrid in a Counter-Strike competition, and they gave her God mode aim now. So she's gonna be fine. She's gonna hit the right target. Then we have Dora, another rare hero. Fix the display of the skill icon of Dora's ultimate skill, focus on work. So that's interesting. Then on the battle side right here, fix the issue where the displayed skill cooldown might disagree with the actual skill cooldown in battles. This is not something that I personally noticed, honestly. Then we have the epic artifact, Sylvester Horseshoe. Fix the issue where the artifact failed to take effect when the wearer's skills is considered a basic attack. So that's good that they fixed the artifacts. It's pretty annoying when they're not working as intended. We still have, for example, a legendary one, the Rift Hourglass, which doesn't display the amount of skill haste that your hero actually has. And I'm going to show you in just a second when I have it equipped on my hero. So it basically doesn't display it at all, like it doesn't exist. Fix the issue, the display issue where the hero's avatar was still highlighted upon a fully recharged ultimate energy bar, even when the hero was inflicted with a control effect. Something that I haven't noticed. Fix the issue where ultimate skills cannot be cast by a double click in battles when a hero's skills timing had been edited but switched to manual mode later. Again, not a problem that I personally experienced. A lot of these things are not happening for everybody. At least that's how it tends to be in most of the games, you know. Then fix the issue in a temporal vortex challenge rule on certain servers. The damage reduction effect provided by the ally with the highest accuracy attribute might not take effect. And this is something that I've noticed myself. So this week, finally for my Vortex team, it should give crazy firepower, because the elemental affinity and everything else is on my favor. The extra damage and the damage reduction that we're getting. So if you guys remember, the Vortex team that I showcased recently, which was my team, was a fire team. And yesterday I've dealt 20 million damage. I'm getting very close to the top chest, which is at 25. But even like that, I felt like when I was doing my regular runs on the Vortex, was not feeling like I was surviving more. Was not even feeling that I was actually doing 30% extra damage for whatever reason. But it definitely feels better now. So we have bosses take 30% more fire damage. Great for my team. I'm gonna deal 30% more fire damage. So if my team before was doing around 15 million damage, right? I should be close to 20. And then you have the ally with the highest accuracy on the team. Grants damage reduction to the entire team, providing a 0.04% damage reduction for every one accuracy they have, up to 20%. So if you have enough accuracy on one of your characters, you're gonna get a 20% damage reduction as well, which is massive because you're gonna get to survive longer. And it just didn't happen, okay? It was just not feeling like it was working. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm glad that they fixed it. Then on the system part, they actually fixed a few small bugs. So basically, locked equipment items might be handed over when handing over quests, items, or sending gifts to NPCs. Fixed the issue where the quest indicator was still displayed on the minimap after completing all commission quests. They fixed some inaccurate descriptions. On the scenes, they fixed the issue where the explore regions on the map would still be covered by fog after restarting the game. That's something that I was experiencing as well. Then, one thing to be a bit more clear, guys, which we're gonna get to it in just a second. In terms of battle, optimize the skill description of Epic Artifact Life Spindle. The description now specifies the healing recipient to be allies other than the wearer. So that's good. They made it more crystal clear. And right here, adjusted the description regarding Essence of Creation returned in the new season. The proportion of the season settlement return is specified to be 70%. Now, the Essence of Creation comes from multiple places, okay? The very first place from where you can get it is by doing summons. So when you get a dupe, basically you're gonna get Essence of Creation. Each one of the rarity will give you more Essence of Creation, of course. So we got a common, and I got 3 Essence of Creation, which is right behind me. So this is kind of like one of the main sources of getting Essence of Creation. There are, of course, different places from where you can purchase that. And I would assume that they kind of like looked at it and they've noticed that 30% comes from the shops. So you have the Alliance shop. You see I purchased it already, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just from here I purchased 1,800. And I'm doing this every single week. I don't really purchase anything else from here. And I would suggest you to do the same. Probably the only other thing I would suggest you to buy is the Starlight Stone dices if you want to summon more epics and you just want to summon more generally, you know. But I find them pretty expensive at 300 of the currency. Then, of course, you can purchase them from the Arena shop. Now, I don't tend to purchase from here, only the one that's discounted, and that's with the classic Gladiator Seal medals, you know. With the rest, from the Tag Team Arena or 3v3 Arena or Team Arena, I choose to purchase the better things, like Heliolite dice. You may notice I purchased one here, but I'm not prioritizing the Essence of Creation. So at the end of each season, basically, guys, you're gonna get 70% back of what you used in the previous season, you know. I do want to show you a different thing that we have right here, and basically we do have some other news, a letter from the developers, which I haven't covered before because I didn't have a chance to do it, but they've posted it on their Facebook, not there. The text is limited on Twitter, unfortunately. But they're kind of like talking about Season 2. They're saying that the development for Season 2 is coming to an end. They managed to do a whole new story, new bosses, new maps. So that's very, very cool. We're going to have tons of new things that will be added to the next season. So that's actually a great thing to know. A lot of you guys had concerns like, what's going to happen in the new season? Am I going to do the exact same story and I'm going to defeat the same bosses over again? Like, that sounds boring, right? So how I mentioned, initially, I was really against the whole idea of seasons and stuff because it made no sense. Like, why would I want to reset all my gear? Why would I want to reset all that? Basically, new metas, new bosses, new experiences every season, trying to keep you engaged. And I do think they are experimenting with this quite a bit because I haven't really seen any games doing anything similar like this. Yes, they are seasonal games like Diablo and the rest of them, but nothing similar with this genre, you know. So I'm very curious to see how well they will play the next season. Now we've seen the beta to the actual release is still pretty much the same cup of tea. They added quite a few new things since the beta. Of course, they haven't showed everything there. I like the idea that we're gonna get more content in this season, and that's going to do with D&D. I have a feeling that in the future they're gonna do this for every single season, maybe, which is gonna definitely keep us on our toes. At the moment, the current state of the game, the main things that you need to do, work on your Pillars of Trials, guys, just improve your Vortex team, and of course head over and do your Feymander right here, because that's gonna be pretty important. I still have a lot of stages to catch up with, but I'm trying to keep this for streams, you know, so I have content on streams. But the pillars will be very, very important as well. How you may notice, I'm not very advanced on most of this either, but I'm pushing slowly the fire one, then I'm gonna move to the next one. The main thing here is kind of like need to move your best gear onto the next teams, you know, to make sure you're gonna be able to get close to the very, very top, you know, and just farm dungeons to improve your gear. Then we have the new boss coming. We're gonna have the underworld that will open soon as well, so we're gonna have what to do, don't you worry. It's just this time is kind of like allowing us to build teams, improve our gear and stuff like that. That was all for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Appreciate every single one of you watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.